In this episode, we have a racetrack rebirth. The incredible Chevelle SS from back in the day. And then Derek spots a very fast range. Welcome to episode 154 of the We Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, we live in a small town called Bradenton, Florida.
Bradentucky, brother.
Do you know, in the internet car culture world, what Bradenton, Florida is famous for?
It's famous for some old boy that says, "Raise hail, praise Dale, brother."
It is.
Mr. Cleese McFarland.
It is indeed. Did you hear the latest drama?
Yes, I heard and was watching some of it.
What were you watching?
The hearing about a rezoning of the land around the current Freedom Factory in Bradenton Motorsports Park.
Oh, baby. They want to build homes right next to the racetrack.
They want to build 3 homes per acre up to 4,500 and then expanding to 8,000 homes.
A dense residential area, yes.
Yes, that's a lot of people.
Agreed. This is usually the start of the death of a racetrack.
Not good.
Not good. Mr. Cletus McFarland does know this. And he tried his damnedest with all his following to go to the rezoning hearing and try to make it not happen. But I hate to break it to them. This started 5 years ago. When the county commissioners were being swapped in and out, and the home developer was padding the pockets of the people that were getting voted in. So
gotta love some nice corruption.
Yes. My dad works in this area of rezoning in Manatee County, and he told me straight up, there's no way in hell that Mr. Cletus McFarland is winning this. Now, the homes
sucks.
It does. The homes that are going up will be in SMR, or Schroeder Manatee Ranch. That's who owns the land and who wants to build homes. They have built Liquid Ranch, which is where I live, and is actually one of the best newly built subdivisions in the whole entire world right now. Most successful.
As a planned community, right?
Right. It has been like very, very, very successful. A lot of people from up north are moving here. The problem is they want to put it right next to a racetrack. The dragsters that will be running at that racetrack are deafeningly loud.
Yes.
Like, you almost need hearing protection how close the homes will be to the racetrack loud, which is going to be a problem.
It is going to be a problem for them, which is sad, because wouldn't it have been cool if they built like an actual motorsports community around it? That could have been a cool option.
They could, in theory, from what I know, Mr. Cletus has been talking with the home developers and are wanting to do that kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, to give them a motorsports village in the land, which could be cool.
That would be sweet.
How that works from SMR is to be determined, and I question that a lot because they've done some shady things in the past. So we'll see where that goes. But internet culture and car culture in general are kind of wild.
Yeah.
With Cletus owning a racetrack here, that's the first, my knowing, someone of internet celebrity fame owning a racetrack. Do you know of anyone else?
I know a lot of internet celebrities use racetracks.
Right.
But not that own them.
I agree. To be fair, Cletus bought a circle track, a relatively small circle track that was in bankruptcy. So it's not like he bought Laguna Seca.
Yes, but he has improved it so much to the point that place has had more life in it in the past year than it has seen in 10 years.
I totally agree with that.
He has turned it around completely.
Totally agree.
He's sunk so much money and time and blood and sweat and tears into that thing.
It's been awesome to watch. Do you think in the future we're going to get more YouTubers buying facilities like this? Drag tracks, circle tracks, road racing tracks?
I think this will actually prevent more famous car celebrities from doing so, because I think what's going to happen is I think other internet car celebrities are going to see how Clea's put so much blood, sweat, tears, and money into this just for the county to come in and say, okay, doesn't matter what you do.
There's that. We'll see how this plays out. I mean, this is a long game. We won't get homes building there for the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, they'll probably take note of how it's going now, but that's also a county by county kind of thing too.
True, but I'm thinking total morale, because I'm thinking from the viewpoint of someone hypothetically as an internet car celebrity to go, well, if one of the most famous internet car celebrities that's most successful had their county just shut them down, why would I even risk it at this point?
I don't think that will be the case. I think this will be a fairly short-lived thing until it bubbles up once in a while for Cletus. I think that most people will kind of forget about that. And if I were somebody doing similar things to what he's doing, if you were in his shoes or had some kind of following like that, why would you not want to go buy a facility where you could, have your friends and go make whatever video you want? Like, that is your income source. I think it's probably better to take the gamble and have a facility and hope that in the future, 5 years down the road, it's not rezoned. But I don't think that's something people will worry about.
Didn't see that angle of it, yeah.
The upfront revenue would probably be more and easier than it would be to worry about having the rezoning happen.
I see your point. Yeah, I see your point. That makes sense.
And the rezone is a very one-off thing, also due to the area that we're in growing as fast as it is.
True.
If you were in the middle of the Georgia, it's probably not going to happen.
Fair.
Are there any racetracks that you know of that are going up soon? Because if you think of most of the North American racetracks, they're all kind of heritage stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of well-established legacy kind of tracks, right? Like Daytona, Laguna Seca.
The exception being COTA, Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, but how old is COTA now? 10 years now?
I don't know about 10. It's at least 5 years old.
I'll do a quick Google. Do a quick Google.
Because that was a bespoke F1 track to get F1 back to America.
So 10 years, almost a little over 10 years. October 21st, 2012 was when COTA was built.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. So it has been 10 years. All the racetracks that you think of that big series are running, Sebring, Daytona, Watkins Glen, Laguna Seca, Mid-Ohio, all that stuff has been around for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Long time.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any new racetracks coming up?
So there is one that I'm looking forward to. It's called Flat Rock Motorsports Park, or Motor Club, or whatever you want to call it. It's in Tennessee.
Oh.
And it makes me feel like I should not have left Tennessee. Because Tennessee doesn't really have many tracks. There's NCM, which is, I don't even remember the National Corvette Museum in Kentucky, which has got a track on it, which is where if you lived in Nashville, you either went to NCM in Kentucky for a track day, or you went south to Barber in Alabama.
Right.
Those were your two options. Other than that, it was like you went 1,000,000 miles west or 1,000,000 miles east, or even further south and east to Road Atlanta,
right,
or VIR. Those were like your two main, NCM and Barber. But apparently they're building a Tennessean racetrack. It's called Flat Rock.
And this is the track map, right?
Yeah, this is the master plan for Flat Rock.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, looking at it, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And you can see they do have some topography lines on it, so you can see there is a bit of undulation, right?
Yes.
You can kind of see that in the grass and all that.
Which is what me and you harp on for the whole... The biggest facility of new racetracks right now around the world is the Middle East.
Yes. Yes.
Oil
Thank
money.
you for bringing this up.
It's oil money in the Middle East. The problem with the Middle East is there's no topography.
It's shaped like Florida.
Yeah, it's all flat. It's all sandy. It's all flat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's boring.
Very.
Racetracks, other than a few, need topography.
Yeah, unless it is a historical track that's been around and has some heritage to it, it needs some topography. It needs up, down, left, right, all over.
You think of all the good tracks around the U.S. Watkins Glen has topography. Laguna Seca, very famous topography with the corkscrew. Barber has great topography. Mid-Ohio even has some good hills to it. All of them. VIR has great hills to it. They all have some sort of undulation.
Yep.
This looks like it's going to be awesome.
This looks amazing. It's got a club track, a Grand Prix track. It's got like smaller sub tracks. It's got, and I heard they're actually going to be vying for a potential F1 race there or other very high dollars tickets such as IMSA or the WEC.
I'd love to see IMSA.
I'd love to see IMSA here. I'd love to see if Subaru does get the shit can from the WEC. Flat Rock in Tennessee, doesn't those look like amazing track? Oh my God. It's got everything. It's got a karting track, at least according to the master plan. It's got skid pads. It's got a hotel. It's got a motorsports club where you have like your own little private garages and stuff. You've got all sorts of different grandstands. It estimates the amount of actual like seats. You've got 11,500 vending area seats, temporary grandstand 10,000, 4,000, 13,000, 42,000. There's so much cool stuff to this. I am in love. I would move back to Tennessee for this track.
It would be an awesome racetrack, and I hope that it does happen. Racetracks have in the past started construction and then abandoned construction. They are very pricey endeavors.
I've heard ground has already been broken.
Okay, that's good to know. I hope that doesn't happen here, and I really want to see this happen. It'd be awesome to watch an IMSA race here. There are an abundant number of corners to this racetrack.
Yes, I think it looks amazing. And there's so many alternate courses you can break out too. Right, you could do all sorts of random little stuff. Right, you could do I love the layout of this. The layout of this looks so good. I just keep looking at the map and I just keep thinking, God, this just looks phenomenal.
It does look fantastic. Do you know of any other racetracks coming up?
I can't really think of any. Can you?
I cannot think of many either. I can think of certain tracks that are going to possibly be used for other big series coming up soon.
Such as?
That haven't been. What's the one in California? The something club. I can't remember the name of it.
Palm Springs something?
No. It could be that. I don't know. It's like a club racetrack that's going to be used for IndyCar, I think, in the next 2 seasons here.
I've heard of Ozarks International Raceway.
I think I've heard of that.
Yep, and I think there's WRL Racing, World Racing League, that races there. Yeah, I mean,
in general, there are not many new racetracks being built. I do wish that more influencers, YouTubers, whatever you want to call them, would get into more buying of the facilities. Now, I know it's an expensive endeavor, but there are actually a lot of abandoned racetracks out there that could be bought by people like that. And if they put the effort in, could be turned into awesome facilities.
I agree.
Yeah.
It would be really freaking awesome.
And I think that car culture is getting to the point where I could reasonably start seeing that happening on a more frequent basis.
That'd be really cool.
Would be.
That would be really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Can't dig it.
So, with that being said, do you have a car spot? Have you seen anything as you've been out and about?
I have. My car spot is something that I'm not known for spotting. When you think of me, do you think of American Muscle?
No.
Okay. I saw an American muscle car that I really, really, really liked. It was a 1970 Chevelle SS with a 454.
Whoa. That's your car spot.
I don't know much about it, but it was immaculate. It sounded incredible. It was the same color, this maroon. I really liked it.
There's something to be said about the old-fashioned American muscle car, and they are brilliantly, I don't know, what's the right wording here?
You're trying to be nice.
I'm trying.
You're not very good at this.
They're almost so bad they're good. Almost.
Yes. So I didn't know much about an old Chevelle. So I did some spec digging.
Educate me.
So this does appear to be one of the few American muscle cars that you don't just pour fuel into the tank and it just falls out.
Oh, really?
It actually has horsepower.
Great.
It has 450 horsepower.
That's
For
a lot
1970.
A lot more than I thought it was going to.
That's a lot of 1970s horsepower.
That's pushing the limit in the 1970s.
That is a lot of 1970s horsepower. It weighs just under 4,000 pounds at, you know how much? 3,999 pounds. It's lightweight. It does 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds, which, again, for 1970,
That's fast.
that is scooting.
That is fast.
Could you imagine in 1970 doing that and then trying to stop?
No.
Because it doesn't have much of a brake pedal, I'm sure.
No.
That's stupid quick.
Brakes were optional with this car.
Oh, yes. Apparently it does a quarter mile in 13.7 seconds, which, again, for 1970, that's the fastest thing on the block.
Not bad.
That's freaking quick for
Faster
1970.
than my car right now.
Yeah, right? Now, here's where it's kind of silly. Price. You could have bought this car in 1970 for $3,800.
All right.
Now, shitty one's going for $60,000 and a good one's going for over $120,000.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1970, you say?
Yep, for $3,800.
So what was 3,800 with the inflation calculator? 29,000 today.
So it would have even appreciated from that.
Yep.
It would have, well, doubled even for a crappy one.
I do see a lot of old muscle cars around town, and I don't know a lot about them. That's one thing we should do, is get more educated on those. You'll see old Mustangs, old Chevelles, a bunch of these around town, and there's a big culture for them.
Yeah, I've never really truly appreciated a Chevelle.
We should.
Until I kind of walked up to it and I was like, wow, I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very well restored or well kept. It sounds phenomenal. A great big V8 just loping around. Oh.
Imagine having this be your first or second car. It would be amazing.
And then imagine being let down by every other car afterwards.
Right.
Because
right.
That's what would have happened. You would have got this, and then the 1988s rolled around, the 1991s rolled around, and that's when all the cars went to boring, bland, awful, unsalted rice.
Yes.
And you just must think back and go, wow, I had a car with 450 horsepower in 1970.
Super cool spot.
And I don't think we see the 454 often.
I don't think so either. No.
So when I saw it, I could tell it was special. It was just special.
Yeah.
It was just really, really good, especially in that color, that maroon with the stripe, like that exact spec with the white interior. I'm not a muscle car guy, but that does it for me.
Yeah.
That one's good.
That's a good one.
For me, yeah. So did you happen to see anything whilst you were out and about?
I actually happened to see what was this, which was a Range Rover. So get the naming convention here. This is a Land Rover.
Yes.
Right? Land Rover, but it's a Range Rover.
Yes, it's a sub-brand within Land Rover.
So if you look this up on Wikipedia, it is the Land Rover, Range Rover, Sport SVR. SVR stands for Special Vehicles, SV. The R is racing, but for some reason they inserted operations in the middle. So it reads as Special Vehicles Operations Racing.
SVR.
Yeah, the O just got omitted. I don't know why. But I happened to see this around the neighborhood, and I saw the little badge that's on the back right. You can see it there.
And you saw the quad exhaust.
And I saw the quad exhaust, and I went, that's not normal.
Yeah, that's not a regular range.
Huh. I got to look this up. So I went home, and I did some digging. Really deep down the internet rabbit hole. This engine is a supercharged 5-liter V8.
It's a lot of engine for an SUV.
That's a ton of engine for an SUV. You put a supercharger in an SUV, there's only a handful of those out there.
Correct.
And they're all magnificent.
Yes.
This fits right in with the magnificent category.
Yes.
That will make you 575 horsepower.
In an SUV.
In an SUV. A modern SUV.
It's amazing.
It will give you 516 pound-feet of torque.
That's a lot of torque.
With a curb weight of 5,093 pounds.
So 5,100 pounds, yeah.
Right? Not too bad. Can you guess the gear to 0 to 60 time?
I know they're quick. But how quick are they quick? Are they faster or slower than 4.5 seconds?
Faster.
Okay, that's quick.
They're quick. They're 4.3 seconds.
Sheesh. In a 5,000-pound SUV.
That is very fast for a 5,000-pound SUV.
That is redonkulously quick.
Yes. They also will get you up to 170 miles an hour if you ever want to get there.
In an SUV.
I can
On
guarantee
stilts.
you don't want to do that.
That would feel so unnerving in a Range Rover.
176 miles an hour is the top speed. 283 kilometers an hour.
That's a lot.
The funny, goofy stats about this car, which are my favorite part. The MPGs. You have a 5-liter supercharged V8. They didn't worry about the gasoline when they built this car.
No.
Not at all. You get 15 in the city, 20 on the highway if you're lucky. It's not good.
Not brilliant. Nope.
It could be worse, but it's not great.
Yeah, not
The
brilliant.
weirdest part about this car, it only has 5, in quotations, seats. It only has 4 practical seats to it.
Oh.
The middle seat itself is so small, you could not even fit an Infinite in it.
You could fit me in it.
No.
I'm a
you're not
small
fitting.
guy.
No, you're not fitting. If there is me and someone else my size in that car, you don't fit in the middle seat. You are sitting on our laps.
I'm sitting on your laps.
Why? I don't know. Also, there's no third row in this.
No, that makes sense. A normal Range Rover Sport is not 3 rows.
Why not?
It's not big enough.
You don't think so?
It's not long enough, no.
From a side profile, I can kind of see...
No.
theory...
No. No way.
In theory.
No way. The trunk's not big enough. It's not long enough.
If I look at this car, and I'm not someone who just dug on Wikipedia for a while, I thought you could fit 8 people in that.
Really?
I thought so.
It's not a whole lot bigger than like a Ford Explorer.
No, but can you fit 8 people in a Ford Explorer?
No.
That doesn't have a third row either?
No.
Maybe I just don't know SUVs. Maybe that's the
Do you
problem.
think you're just going to like cram humans? Come on, we can fit another 3 people in here. Get in there. Come on, I can just get in there.
8 people and a yak can fit in a
my
Honda
God.
Pilot. Okay? That's ridiculous. So new. I think that the one that I saw was around a 2018-ish model, which would be
Okay.
the second generation of them.
Okay.
Apparently they had in like 2015, there was like the second generation, no facelift. And then there was the second generation post facelift.
Oh,
I guess that's a thing.
well,
Didn't
that's
know about
convenient.
that. Yep. In 2018, these were going for around $83,000 new. If you were to get an SVR now, you're talking 130-ish after some dealer markup. I think it's around 120, gets up to 130. They're expensive.
So I'm quickly doing some digging on Auto Trader while you're talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
About how much you could spend for a used one.
Mm-hmm.
if you bought a used 18, well, that's got a bunch of miles. You're actually not really losing a whole lot of money because there's still like a 2018 with, say, 44,000 miles for 82 grand.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I will say, it did make an immense sound.
I've heard one before.
Jags, Range Rovers, that British V8 thud.
Mm-hmm.
Great sounds.
It is lovely.
Yes, and it particularly waited for all the cars to go through the light just to go down the street. I was like, nice.
I would do that too.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, would it be smart to buy a used one?
No. It will fall apart tomorrow. No.
So, I would love a Range Rover SVR if I owned it exclusively during the warranty period.
Yes.
The very moment the warranty is out, goodbye.
The second search term when I was Googling Land Rover SVR was problem. The second option. And I was like, oh, there's your sign.
They're an immense amount of thing.
They are. They're big. They sound great. They can fit a few people. I thought it would be more. But they're neat. They're
neat. And they're very unreliable.
And somewhat rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see regular Range Rovers all the time, but not as many SVRs.
No, you do not.
They're cool things.
Right.
Would you rather that or any of the other performance SUVs? You're in the market for a performance SUV. What do you get? Do you get the SVR?
What are the other options? There's the BMW, right?
Which BMW? It's not really that sporty.
I think there's one.
The X5M?
Yeah.
You've got the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT.
Right.
You've got the Lamborghini Urus. You've got the Aston Martin DBX.
I'd say Urus is price ranged out of there.
Fair. You got the Audi RS Q8.
True. I don't know. I don't know what I would go. I'd probably lean Audi. That's just me. What about you?
I would do the Porsche because I think the Porsche is more attractive. It's much more svelte.
Do you think that this is unattractive?
No. It's just the Porsche is more attractive.
To you?
Yeah.
I think Porsche would be probably one of the last on my list there.
Really?
Yeah. If you're going to buy a Porsche, what are you doing buying an SUV?
Buying a very well-built SUV.
Unless there's a 911 in your garage, you're doing it wrong. Just saying. If I have a BRC in the garage and I have this next to it, okay. It's kind of odd, but it's not,
then
not wrong.
Your family SUV is faster than your sports car.
Oh, by a lot. Yeah. But it's not a manual and it's not mechanical and, the BRC stuff. So, no, Porsche would feel odd. Also, would Porsche be more expensive?
Ish. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think a little, not a ton. Like, the Lamborghini would be 200 though, right? Like
2 to 3. Yeah.
That's out of the price range.
Mm-hmm.
It was a neat one to see around town.
It is for sure.
Yeah.
Well.
So
good spots.
Let's wrap this show up.
Okay.
Do you have? And I wish they would have.
I do. It's got to do with being nosy.
Okay.
So, I wish that cars had periscopes. So, when I'm sitting in traffic and no one's moving, I can just and then just start looking around. What has caused this incident? Was it you? Was it you? Who was it? I can't find you. Where did you go? What happened?
Okay. I see your nosiness, but here's the practical example. You're in a BRC, because I'm often in a BRC.
Oh.
You're behind an 18-wheel truck with a massively tall semi-trailer. And the light is 10 million years away in front of you. And because this truck is so big and you're so small, you cannot see the light.
Correct.
So you have no idea if it's red, yellow, or green. You have no clue. All you do is wait for the cars around you to move, or the truck to move to figure that out. Now, if I had a periscope, I'm just saying.
You could see, oh, it's gone yellow. Bloop.
There we go.
I see your point. Or another way you could use that is if you're behind said truck on a 2-lane road, you could see if there is anyone coming to pass him.
True.
Because you, sir, need a lot of room to get your speed up in that BRZ.
Also true. But in theory, the way I'm going to pass is I'm going to give him some room and I'm going to be far enough away that I can see around him and then run up down there on the hard acceleration.
Full throttle.
Pop out and pop back in.
Uh-huh. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yep.
Uh-huh. So yeah, I wish cars had periscopes so I could be nosy.
It's a goofy one, but I like it.
It makes sense, right? Practical applications.
Yes.
Do you have an I wish they would have?
I do.
What you got?
It is related to the SUV that I was just talking about, the
Oh.
Land Rover Range Rover Sport SVR,
Okay.
which is a mouthful. I wish that you could remove, in this case, the middle seat of that car. Because the middle seat in the back seats wasn't big enough for a human, nor was it big enough for a dog, nor was it big enough for my cup here. I wish that you could remove that in a way, somehow make the other seats bigger or more comfortable. What if like armrests came out, the massage chair slid over, something along
Turned
those
into
lines.
a bed.
Perfect. No problem. You should be able to remove the seat that you're not using and utilize that space for more comfort.
I see your point.
Yes.
Or just for weight saving to go faster.
That sounds great. You save all the weight.
You need more performance in your 5,000-pound SUV.
If you have an impractical seat, why have the seat?
For the impractical person.
I guess.
That's
I guess.
where the impractical person sits.
You.
Yes. I'm very impractical.
All right.
That would be where I sit.
Okay.
In the seat that doesn't sit.
No.
I
You
do
should be
like
able to
it,
remove
though.
it.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
get rid of it. If you don't want it, get rid of it.
That'd be much better.
It would be.
Yes.
So you got anything else?
I do not.
All right. That's going to wrap us up for episode 154. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you are watching on YouTube, please do leave us a thumbs up and drop a comment on the video. Let us know what you wish they would have. And if you're listening audio, send us your I wish they would have via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io, which I do urge you to go and check out. You'll be able to catch some of your favorite past races, especially now that this is the off season. And by the way, hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays and a very Happy New Year. So thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.